What's up, Frenzy Head Nation? Yes, it is that time of the season again. Once again, we are coming back to you live for another action-filled season of Sports Frenzy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's great to be back. Great to be back. That's right. Did you miss us? I hope you did. So we miss doing things here too. So we're glad to be back for another season for you guys. Season 9. Can you believe it? We are on Season 9 of Sports Frenzy. And as you can see in the background just a little bit, I have gotten some of the, actually got the new studio looking pretty tip-top shape now. I know they took me almost a full season to do this, but hey, just in time for the new season. So, yes. What do you think of the new setup? We got a little bit of everything in here. A little bit of everything going on, and I'm really proud of the way, happy and excited with the way things turned out with the studio, and it has a little bit of me, which is a whole lot of Michigan and a whole lot of sports. Behind me here, you'll see I have some love for my wrestling. We got the NWO Hulk Hogan with the NWO title. We got the original Hulkster right here. These are all part of my childhood stuff right here. And we got the legendary Goldberg over here holding the WWE Championship. So the title he held. We got some Michigan posters up in Battle. Got my hockey stick up. A little nod to lacrosse action going on here. Some posters from past seasons of Michigan basketball. And just last season's Michigan basketball season. And got the brothers right there. Jamie and Tim up there on the wall. Got my other brothers up there in the far corner. And Jason and Chris Bull there. And got some of my titles up. My tribute to my brother Phil, who is no longer with us. And yeah, the studio came together. Got some autographs from the 2012-2013 team up there. Got into this whole thing where I was like, man, I was kind of bummed over the years that I didn't get autographs from certain guys that I've seen or kind of met from certain Michigan events. I'm like, how can I go about this? I still want to get their autographs, but a lot of guys don't, you can't get a lot of their autographs anymore. Light bulb went off in my head. Ding, 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 ding. eBay. So I went on eBay, and most of these guys, being, most of them, aren't big-time superstars, even if they are in the NBA. You can find their cards online with their autographs on them. And some people would say, well, you got to watch out for that kind of stuff because it may not be authentic cards. That is true. But the cards I've got, they actually are done by certain companies. Basically, it's the cheater's way of back in the day when you could buy packs of cards and maybe you'd get a surprise autograph card in there. You don't have to be surprised anymore. You just go online and buy them. But I got a lot of the guys here from my basketball season. Got these very reasonably priced, really decently cheap. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm getting some of my autographs I wanted for my room, for the Sports Frenzy room. Bear with me for a second video feed. I'm going to take the camera here and just show off a little more of the studio real quick, and then I'll take you guys right there for the rest of the tour. So you'll probably hear me talking here as I am also on Facebook Live once again. So let's take a quick tour of the studio here. All right, over here, we got some of the football stadium stuff. Some more autographs in different areas here. Different people I've met over the years that then I went and got their cards on eBay. Although Coach Hoke there, if you can see that, I actually got to meet him. So he was one of the guys I got to meet. Got some more of our autographs here. And my wall of hats returns. Got my hats up here. Most of this stuff you already saw. Over here we got some more Michigan stuff. Posters and some stuff I've put up here. Got some jugs. All kinds of cool stuff. Some the train that my grandpa made me years ago. A little bit of Snoopy collection. Some more Michigan stuff. My Power Rangers from McDonald's. And my friend who lives in the studio here, we have Benny Bunny. Benny Bunny. He's a bit warm right now, so I need to get him another water bottle in here. He's a little hot. Alright, so that, I didn't show you up here. I've got one of my favorite things up there is the original Dream Team. Then, of course, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, too, so got this stuff up here. And my Go Blue signs on the other wall. So the studio is come together pretty good. Alright, guys. Bear with me here as I give the grand tour to the non-live version for our recorded audience here. I'm going to give them a tour as well. So bear with me for just a second as we do a little bit of spinning around here. As I was showing the rest of the audience here, we've got the wall of hats back up. Over this way, I'm losing some of my lighting here. Up this way we have a bunch of my Michigan stuff, my football pictures, and that's where I've got some of my autographed cards that I've grabbed so I can have some autographs. You can kind of see that. Alright. So the studio's really come together. It's really the way I want it to look. On my couch here, I've got my Michigan Wolverine blanket, and this was made for me by my future daughter-in-law. She made the Michigan Go Blue colors for me there on the couch. And then over here we have a bunch of cool stuff too. So the studio finally feels like home. Feels like my studio again. Those of you who have seen the old studio over the years, I went from basically having the studio was kind of in, it was a closet space. It was a closet that I made into a recording studio. So there you go. So who's looking forward to another great season of Sports Frenzy? I know I am. And get everything back together good here. Good deal. Alright, that's about just a little bit. Over there. There we go. Perfect. Jamie says to tell everybody hello. He's still alive and well, and but still unable to come back to the show. So I don't think I didn't try. Oh boy! All right, guys. So here it is, beginning of a new season, and it is football season. Is everybody ready for some football? I know I am. Been ready. Doing lots and lots of the sheets this week are all high school and college action, and yes, that's what we're going to get into. Getting tongue-tied already in my return to Sports Frenzy here. One thing I've done, I just added some stuff to the sheets a little bit. Just wanted to give a little more visual explanation of some of the what some of the stuff stands for. So we'll do a little review on that real quick. I made it basically easier to know. Not really easier to know what we're doing here because we already know that this is the high school games. But I put up here really so we didn't have to do them each individually on each particular game unless there's a time change. We've got that most games kick off at 7 p.m. because that's usually true. And I wanted to let you guys see, just with a visual, that column 1 represents the number of wins. And column number 2 represents the number of losses for each team. If you're new to Sports Frenzy. And the number that is beside a team's name, that won't find those on our high school ones, but our college games, those are where they're ranked in the top 25 polls. So if there's anybody new joining us for the season of Sports Frenzy, there's some of the basic stuff out of the way for you. So kind of how this works is each game is worth 1 point. And we have a few 3-point bonus games on here as well. So those games, can you guess how much those are worth? That's right. They're worth 3 points. 3-point bonus games I usually try to pick what I think is going to be an extremely good game and it could go either way, or I just think it's going to be a really good game. Also, how this works is, this is all for fun. So if there's a team you do not like and you do not want to vote at all, that's fine. You cannot take a point. I do it quite often. There are certain games when I started this, I would sacrifice a point because I didn't care. I don't care about that game, and I'm not going to call it. So you can... as I kind of call it deferring. So you can defer and not make a pick on that game if you don't want to. How it works with NASCAR, the NASCAR races, we take the top 3 qualifying racers, and if you chose one of those 3 racers, you get a point for the race week. If there are people new to our show, we pretty much try to cover all sports. This time of the season, I like to cover nothing but football. Some of you might be a little disappointed in this, but I feel very strongly about this myself. I do not like the conditions of the NFL right now. I am not a big fan of people not standing for the national anthem and protesting our flag and our national anthem. I don't feel like that's an area that should be people protesting. So with that being said, something I can do, because morally for myself, it's wrong. My grandpa served in World War II, and my dad's a Vietnam veteran. So I do not support the current NFL as they stand right now, and will not be covering NFL games. And that is, some people might be mad at me for that, but it is my personal belief. I think those guys make way too much money and do to be acting like that, for one thing. And I sorry that I stand. I'm not saying I'm sorry. I'm not apologizing for it. But I just also want people to know that there will not be any NFL games on this show. And I will very strongly look at other sports if they tend to do that kind of stuff as well. It's not something I stand behind, and it's not something I will support. So that being said, you will not see any NFL coverage on the Sports Frenzy show. But you will see plenty of high school football and plenty of college football, because I'm all about college football and high school football. I think that just about covers everything. Oh, other than we also cover, we will cover WWE events, wrestling. We do the different wrestling events. I try to slip some MMA fighting in here from time to time. It just depends. But mostly during this time of the year, it's all about football, baby. And so these next several weeks will basically be all football. And I love football, so that's that. Did I mention I love football? All right. We are going to get into this week's picks. And the thing we do with this, not only do we do the picks, but I have visuals for you guys that we go through. Everybody likes visuals. I know I do. So this just helps everybody on the show, so you can see what I'm actually talking about. Plus, it also helps the kids I work with. They can notice they have different ways of choosing, particularly in my classroom. With my students, I like to hold up my visuals. I have the two visuals of the two teams, and instead of just making them have to circle their own choice or whatever, they can touch the pick that they like. And then I circle it on my sheets. So the way we do it in our room, the room that I work in, the rule is we just do like majority rules. So like whoever picks how many numbers to pick on a certain team, that is the team we go with as a group. But most of you guys, we do individual scores. My friends over there at Laura Haviland, they all have their own sheets, and they all do individually, so we follow that. And pretty much I think my friends everywhere else also kind of do individualized sheets still too. But yes, if there's anybody else out there that wants to join the show and they're not a part of Sports Frenzy yet, get a hold of me. The easiest way to do it, if you're part of the school system, you can just email me at tim.cole@lisd.us. That's the quickest way to do it. But you can also get a hold of us. We have our Facebook page, which we're broadcasting live on right now. You can become a member of the Facebook page. All you got to do is ask to join, and I will look at and see your profile and approve you for the group page. We've had a lot of new members come from a lot of students this year, and I think that is completely awesome. It's been great to add people to the Frenzy page. Frenzy page keeps growing. I also have the Twitter feed, and that's at SportsFrenzy1. So those are the two main feeds we have right now. But I might work on getting an Instagram account again. I had one at one time, but I didn't use it enough, so I don't remember anything about it. So I might have to try and do that again. All right, with that being said, I've rambled on long enough now. Let's go ahead and start getting into some of this week's picks. Our first game. And again, these games all kick off at 7 p.m. We have... Technically, this is the first week of our action, and this is week 3 of high school football action. I want to give a shout out to the Columbia Central team. Wearing my hat. Guys, still appreciate everything you did for me. I don't really remember their team, so supporting Columbia Central. Golden Eagles. Go Eagles. Our first game of the week. We have Ann Arbor Skyline. Ann Arbor Skyline has 1 win and 1 loss. They are traveling on the road this week to... Are you guys ready? Get ready. Get ready, Paulson's room. Get ready. You guys ready? Here it comes. You know what? Bowman's room might be in on this too if he's actually participating over in the middle school. You guys ready? Here we go. Adrian, let me hear ya. Give a shout out for the Adrian Maples. Come on, get loud. Come on, guys, you got voices. You can do better than that. They can't hear you out in the hallways yet. Come on, get loud. Support your team. Cheer them on. Let's go. All right, that's right. We have the Adrian Maples. They're the home team this week. Guys are not off to a great start. Did you know that? You guys have 0 wins and 2 losses. Zero wins and 2 losses. Come on, Adrian, let me hear you. You guys need your fans. Let's go. You need to get up, shout, crowd, get some noise, and get some wins for the Adrian Maples. Let me hear it, guys. All right. Ooh. Ann Arbor usually has some pretty big boys. Oh, I can hear you guys cringing over there already. I'm not going to do it to you in the first week of Sports Frenzy. No way. Give me the Adrian Maples for the win. They're going to get their first win of the season on the home field this week. Go, Maples! Our next game is a team I know a little bit about. I may even have went to school here at one time. Might have even graduated from here back in 1990. That's right. We got those Addison Panthers. They have 1 win and 1 loss. But they're on the road this week, traveling to and playing against Michigan Center. Michigan Center has 2 wins and 0 losses. Man, oh man, this is being tough to me. Ooh. Does I go with my alma mater? Or do I go with Michigan Center? Michigan Center has 2 wins and 0 losses. Panthers only have 1 win and 1 loss. I haven't talked to any of my Panther sources this year. People I graduated with have kids that play on the team. And usually I get myself in deep trouble with the Addison Panthers anyway. Those who know me know I'm very vocal about Panthers. And this generation can't handle that. I get furious. People get very mad at me for being vocal about the Panthers not being any good. And the Panthers have struggled for years being anything And every time I say that now, because we're all grown up, and our kids, well, my kids are all grown up, and we have kids that are playing for the Panthers now, get a little angry at me for dissing on the team. We used to diss on the team all the time when we were young. Oh, well. I'm stalling on this one because I really don't know which way I want to go. Alright, I'm going to start off being kind this week, and then I'll gradually grow from here as I know more about the teams. I'm going to make a lot of people happy this week. A lot of people I went to school with, and probably some family and other friends. Going with the Addison Panthers to get the win at Michigan Center. They did go to the playoffs last year, so we'll see. Go Panthers! I don't even know. Do I remember the song? Here's to old Addison. Yeah, I don't know. That's the best you get from that. I'll find the YouTube video. I think I saw a YouTube video somewhere of the kids singing the Addison song that went away for years. But it used to be very famous in Addison. All right, next up. We have a surprising team here. Got the Blissfield Royals. They have 1 win and 1 loss this season. They got a big win last week. I think it was against Clinton. Clinton, who usually has a really great team. So Blissfield gets a big win last week. They are traveling to and playing where the Sports Frenzy Studios used to be. Onstead, Michigan. Onstead is off to a fiery start with 2 wins and 0 losses. High school football season's off to a tough start for me here. I was a Wildcat for a while. Does that make a difference here? Tough decision. All right, I think after pulling off the big upset in Clinton, and we have our young friends who participate with our classroom at school in Blissfield. We partner up with them. I'm going to give the upset to the Blissfield Royals. I don't really know if this is an upset special or not. I'm going to call it the coach's upset special of the week. And what we do, every now and again when I might choose a team that's absolutely ridiculously, like, you would go, there's no way in heck that team's going to win. Well, sometimes when I go against a big-name team or a team that my gut just tells me they might pull off the victory, then I always call that the Coach Cole upset special of the week. And this is the one I have. I have Blissfield upsetting Onstead. And that's the bottom line, because Coach Cole says so. All right, next up we have, and again, be kind. I try to cover all Lenawee County schools. Some of them might not be so good. We have that case right here with Britton Deerfield. They have 0 wins and 2 losses. They're going up against a team who already has a much improved record from last season. That's right, we are talking about the Madison Trojans. Those of you who know Janika, her son plays out there in Madison. So there we go. I am going to go with the already improved Madison because they're at home. Next up, we have the Ida Blue Streaks. They have 2 wins and 0 losses. I almost made this the 3-point bonus game this week because I was thinking this might be a good game. But I'm going to do on the fly here. I didn't put this in here, but I'm going to add it to the game now. I'm going to call this my Squeaker Game of the Week. And I don't have my deck with me right now, but because I just did this on the fly. It's my Squeaker Game of the Week. Because Ida has 2 wins and 0 losses. And the Columbia Central Golden Eagles, they have 2 wins and 0 losses as well. It's my Squeaker Game of the Week. And what that means is I think this game is going to be extremely close. It could come down to the final touchdown or points, whichever. And so I think this is going to be a close one. You guys know who I'm going with. Do we need an extreme close-up of that? That's right. Got the Columbia Central Golden Eagles, baby. It would be wrong to go against them when they gave me such an awesome hat. Got a shirt too, but this hat is just... I love this hat. Well, not that I don't love the shirt either, but... I gotta tell you, Coach Cole's put on a little weight over the summer, so some of my shirts don't fit as well as they did before. Your guys' shirt might be one of them. Anyway, I've got Columbia Central for the Squeaker win. I think this is going to be an extremely good game. Coach Ron and the boys, good luck out there. Bring home the victory. All right, next up, our next thing. Oh, I'm going to shoot for the Squeaker game here. This is my Squeaker Game of the Week. All right, next up we have the Clinton Redskins. They have 1 win and 0 losses. They are traveling to and playing against... I'm sorry. No, I messed that up. Let's try this again. Take 2. Clinton Redskins, they have 1 win and 1 loss. And they are traveling to and playing against Whitmore Lake, who has 2 wins and 0 losses. I'm staying local. First of all, I got family out there. I got some future family playing some football out there. So, and my wife is from there. So I've got to go, even though they lost to Hudson, I got to go with Clinton for the win. Oops. Clinton for the victory. And let's see, next up, we have the Hudson Tigers. They have 1 win and 1 loss. They are traveling to and playing against Dundee, who has 2 wins and 0 losses. They're on the road this week. I have not heard from or touched base with my Hudson sideline reporter, Rich Hollowell. I really don't know how good Hudson is this year because he hasn't weighed in on Hudson this year. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll find out. Maybe he'll give me a report from Hudson this week, maybe. I might have to text him and find out what's going on. If he is even following the Hudson sideline reports this year, we'll find out. But he is my man out in Hudson. Also, shout out to Rich Hollowell. He's part of the original Panther News Network that was formed by me and him way back years ago, predating the Sports Frenzy show. We had a little news network, little sports show we did in Addison called the Panther News Network. And my brother Brant actually currently has all the footage over the years of all our old shows that I'd love to get my hands on, but I don't know if he's ever going to be willing to do it because I'm not. If I remember correctly, the way Brant told me was not all of it is necessarily PG rated. So, and that might be true because we were all much younger then. Anyway, I've got the Hudson Tigers for my buddy Rich Hollowell. Moving right along. Let's see, is that 8? Yes. Next up, we have a rivalry game, and it's the first one of the year. Are you guys ready? Some of you know this little tune already, and some of you will learn it now, and you can sing it along loud and proud with all of us here at the Sports Frenzy Studios and out there beyond who love this. But it is our first three-point bonus game. It's a first three-point bonus game. Go ahead, everybody, sing along now. It's your first 3-point bonus. We're going to drag this out. Game. Yes, it is. Woo! First 3-point bonus game of the season. And it is also a rivalry game, folks. We have the Sand Creek Aggies. They are 1 win and 1 loss on the season. Hearing they're kind of a young team this year. But they are traveling to and playing against one of their bitter enemies. That's right, the 0 wins and 2 losses, the Morenci Bulldogs. Do I hear some booing out there? Oh my, maybe. I tell you what, I went to one of these rivalry games once. Well, I've been to it more than once. But back in the day, not really back in the day, but I would just say back when my son Isaac was still in school, these two teams got together, and the Morenci Bulldog mascot, not a very nice mascot. He kept going over and intimidating the Sand Creek Aggie cheerleaders and then trying to intimidate the Aggies mascot. Whew, that was crazy. Nobody got in any fights, but that Morenci Bulldog really wanted to pull some crap, and he was intimidating. And the coach for the cheerleaders kept saying, "You're not going to intimidate our mascot. Our mascot is not going to fight you, not going to do anything silly or goofy." So, yes. I've also heard over the years these two teams hate each other so much that people in Morenci have tried to come and destroy Sand Creek's football field. So there is no love between these two teams, the Sand Creek Aggies and the Morenci Bulldogs. Some of you may also know one of the, well, not just one, but both Borings are part of Sand Creek. And I actually got my Sand Creek... I got me a Sand Creek shirt from Travis Boring and the girls' basketball team, so I'll be wearing that proudly this season. And I did see that Sand Creek is selling hats at their games this year, so I might be giving you some money there, Travis, to pick me up a hat if you go to the game this year. Because yeah, got to have a hat for my wall of hats there to go along with my shirt. I'm just like that. If I have the shirt, I got to have a hat too. So it's just me. But yes, so I think most teams probably do this. Yeah, actually they do because I've seen it. But if you need your hookup, like a shirt or a hat or a bumper sticker or anything, go to the games. They usually have a booth set up somewhere for the areas where you can get whatever team you might be supporting. You can go and they sell stuff there, and you can buy your gear there, which is really cool. And most of it's really reasonably priced too. So, with that being said, I'm going with the Sand Creek Aggies for the win. Hopefully they can get this rivalry game victory in Morenci, because they got to tell you, the teams do not like it when you win on their turf, especially. Okay, we have the Tecumseh Indians. They have 0 wins and 2 losses on the season this far. They are traveling to and playing against Ann Arbor Pioneer. They have 1 win and 1 loss. And you know where Ann Arbor Pioneer is? Ann Arbor Pioneer is right across from Michigan Stadium. And you know what happens to Ann Arbor Pioneer on Michigan game day? There's lots of fun tailgate parties going on over there. Lots of cool stuff. My son graduated from Tecumseh Schools. They have no wins. I have really nothing to support as far as the football team goes. Love the lacrosse team. Tecumseh Lacrosse, the only lacrosse team in Lenawee County. I do love them. But because of where they're located, what it represents, we've had some people actually come over to the big house from here. I think Ann Arbor Pioneer is easily going to wipe out, destroy, demolish, cream Tecumseh Indians, just because I feel like there's a whole different caliber of football out there in Ann Arbor Pioneer land. I know, I got a Tecumseh audience too, and you guys are booing me right now. I'm so sorry. It's the price I pay with these picks. Hey, you guys also know what else I like. I like lemonade. And we've got lemonade on the show this week. I need a little drink to refresh my voice here. Cool, crisp lemonade. This particular lemonade this week is Simply Lemonade. Comes in several different flavors that I really enjoy. The blueberry one is absolutely delicious. Lemonade drinker right here. One of my all-time favorite drinks. Not really a cola guy, so... Actually, long story, I used to be a cola guy. I used to be addicted to Mountain Dew, but... Got away from the stuff. All lemonade for me now. And water. Anyway. Alright, our next high school football game we have is the... this one. See if I can mess up announcing this one. The Cardinal Mooney Catholic High School. They have 0 wins and 2 losses. They are traveling to and playing against Lenawee Christian, who's the home team. They have 2 wins and 0 losses. Lenawee Christian actually also has one of my friends and one of my former co-workers, Melissa Morton's sons, play for the Lenawee Christian teams. In fact, her one son got injured last week, so we've been saying prayers for him, and hopefully everything's okay, that he's doing okay and feels good. And we'll be back out there playing football again before we know it. Also, I have on my notes here, this game is actually being played on Saturday. So this is a Saturday game on the 8th, and it will be played, I'm assuming, I might have to look that up now. I think it's still a 7 o'clock game, though. Anyway, I'm going with Lenawee Christian for the win. They are rolling well this year. They're doing off to a great start. Next up we have Erie Mason. Erie Mason has 1 win and 1 loss. And they are traveling to and playing against the Hillsdale Hornets. Hillsdale has 2 wins and 0 losses. I've got to go with the Hillsdale Hornets for the victory on this one. This is a game that these are a couple of teams. You guys are probably going out, what the heck? Where is he coming up with all these teams at? Well, those of you who have been with us over the years, we cover different teams from various people who have worked with us over the years. And the EPBP Lakers happens to be one of my former co-workers and friends' team, Cindy Crone's old high school. And no, I'm not calling you old by saying old high school, Cindy. This is her team. And this, I didn't put it on here. I should have. This is a rivalry game. But the teams that are playing, 2 of our favorite teams, if you look back on classic episodes of Sports Frenzy now, we have this team called Bad Axe. And we always like to say it that way, because it just sounds cool to say Bad Axe. Now, some of you might go, where the heck is Bad Axe? I can show you where Bad Axe is. It's right up here somewhere. Bad Axe has 1 win and 0 losses, but they are playing EPBP Lakers, who went, if I remember correctly, went pretty far last season. EPBP is off to a humongous start. They have 2 wins and 0 losses. I've got to go with EPBP for Cindy Crone. All right, that wraps up this week's high school football games. We are jumping into NCAA college football action. That's right. College football is back. And if you have basically no life like me, can't really say that. I do have a life. It's just kind of funny that over Labor Day weekend, I took in as much football as I could. And there was games on from Thursday night all the way through Monday night, and I watched the majority of those games. I had missed football so much, I embraced as many football games as I could. It was just like, football, football, football! Like, who's playing right now? I don't even know, but it's football! Anyway, so this week's college games, I put on here, all games are being played on Saturday at various times unless otherwise noted. So I set this up for you guys a little bit easier and a little bit different this year too. But our first game is... and just so you guys know, those of you that don't know me yet, or might just still be just getting to know the show, you can't really tell it by the studio. I'm a huge Michigan Go Blue fan. Win, lose, draw, die, whatever happens, it doesn't matter. You won't hear me trashing Michigan because I am a true Blue fan. Yes, I get upset when it comes down to and they don't get the victory, but we have to remember these guys are not even guys. They're young adults. Some of them, still teenagers. 19 is still a teen. And they're in college. They're not pro players. They're not making millions of dollars to do something they're supposed to be super pros at. Lots of people are dissing on Coach Harbaugh right now. I don't see why. Coach Harbaugh is still an amazing guy. I feel that his principles and everything he stands on for the team. We have new players every year. It takes time to develop teams, and things are constantly changing with college football. We've made more adjustments again this year, and people are probably thinking right now, Coach Cole, you're just making excuses. I am not making excuses. I am not upset with Coach Harbaugh. I stand behind the coach. I'm with you, Coach. I'm with those young players. I'm with those guys out there. Notre Dame game was not horrible. You had two teams with great defense. We couldn't find an answer against their defense. And it just, in the end, it bit us in the butt. And we lost that game. We lost a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. It's just renewed rivalry. And Coach has said, we'll learn from this and we'll move on. Now, granted, the team they're playing this week, which we're getting to right now, is Western Michigan Broncos. They have 0 wins and 1 loss. And they are traveling to the Big House. Michigan is still in the rankings. Michigan has dropped to 21, but they... Oh, shoot. I screwed this up. I'm sorry, guys. On your sheets, this is wrong. I did not change this. So this should be 0 wins and 1 loss for Michigan. Got to change that on the sheet. I know everybody's like right now, oh, Coach Cole, wishful thinking on your part. Completely 100% typo. So Michigan has 0 wins and 1 loss going into this week's game. I know it's Western Michigan. It's a MAC team, and I love MAC teams. I'm huge on the MAC conference. I mean, I'm a huge Eastern Michigan fan, like Western Michigan, like Central Michigan, like the Rockets, Toledo Rockets. So I like a lot of those schools. As you can see by, I put some of those games on here. So yes, I have. I don't. I'm not disrespecting the MAC conference. Western Michigan. It's been through a lot with the changes they had last year, but I believe in their new coach. I used to believe in their old coach too, so I do believe in their new coach. I feel like he'll get these guys turned around. Like they lost a lot of recruits and everything too, so rebuilding still. But Western Michigan has a tough battle against Michigan this week, and I bleed blue. So for me, it's go blue every day. Go blue for life. Go blue. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go blue. Oh, that game will kick off at 12 p.m. on FS1. So whether you'll find that game this week. 12 p.m. and FS1. Alright, you guys are going to actually freak out on me on this one. You're going to go, are you kidding me right now? He made that a yes! I did make it this week's second 3 points! 3 points! It's your second 3-point bonus game! Yeah! So, also, I've been thinking about this while doing filming right now. My coworker, Julie Mapstone, that I work with, has been wanting to do challenge games every week. Now, you'd think I'd be totally against this, being that I went 0-2 last season in challenges. But I have decided, after thinking about this, after thinking about it, I mean, I could have went with some easy game and got my victory with, like, doing some other game. But I'm going to put Julie's allegiance for her team on the line. That's right. Not only is this our second 3-point bonus game, but this is also going to be our challenge game of the week. Now for the challenge, we come up, you'll see, if you've looked at it in the past, you can go back on the Facebook page or the YouTube page. I did forget to mention that. We also have the at Sports Frenzy. It's Coach Cole's Sports Frenzy 1 for the YouTube page that you can find the videos every week. Or the ones that aren't on YouTube here. Or, I mean, the ones that are on Facebook Live, they're also on YouTube. So, once I get done with the recorded version, that'll be on YouTube. But if you go back and look at past episodes, either on Facebook Live or our Facebook page or on the YouTube page, you will see 2 challenges that I lost this year. First challenge was extremely gross. I had to eat something. We were eating sushi and what was the other one? Mussels. We had to eat mussels. And I don't know. That could be why. These challenges could be what did my former coworker Kelsey in. uh, oh, we know we've done 3 challenges. I'm 0 for 3 this season. Our past season. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this. I don't know how I could forget about this. It was gross. First challenge was a pickle sundae. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That was horrible. Second challenge was the mussels and sushi challenge. And the third and final challenge was having slime poured over me. And I lost all 3 of those. So, that being said, Julie Mapstone, challenge is... I don't actually know what we're going to be using for the challenge yet. We'll probably... You guys will get to see it because we usually film them live. But I'm putting your team on the line. How much trust do you have in your MSU Spartans? That's right, because the Sparties have 1 win and 0 losses, and you have to go with your Spartans. Because I am choosing, because I feel like these guys can get the win over the Sparties, who did not do very good last week. I am going with Arizona State at home. MSU has 1 win and 0 losses, and Arizona State has 1 win and 0 losses. Arizona State for the victory for me, and Mapstone is going to lose the challenge this week. This is also your late game, so yes. This is a 10:45 kickoff on ESPN. And you can darn well bet I'll be up watching it. Challenge on. And it's your 3-point bonus game. I've got Arizona State. And I haven't even looked at what the odds are on that game. But the other thing I forgot to tell you guys, MSU is ranked 15th in the nation on that game. I was just getting so pumped about the 3-point bonus game and the challenge game of the week. All right, our next college football game, we have Eastern Michigan in action. Eastern Michigan has 1 win and 0 losses. And they are traveling to and playing against Purdue, who has 0 wins and 1 loss. Boilermakers are a Big Ten team. But I like Eastern Michigan. I'm going to give Eastern Michigan the win. This game kicks off at 12 p.m. on the BTN, which is the Big Ten Network. I'm going Eastern Michigan for the win. Our next game, we have Arkansas State, 1 win and 0 losses, playing against the number 1 ranked Alabama. Alabama has 1 win and 0 losses. This game kicks off at 3:30 p.m. on ESPN2. I've got Alabama for the win. Roll Tide, roll. Next up, we have Lawrence Tech. Lawrence Tech Blue Devils. They have 1 win and 0 losses. They are traveling to and playing against Wisconsin Lutheran, who has 0 wins and 1 loss. I've got Lawrence Tech for the win. Oh, this game kicks off at 12 p.m., but it's not a televised game. Next up, we have Buffalo State. 0 wins, 1 loss. They are traveling to and playing against your Bulldogs this week, who have 0 wins and 1 loss. I still believe in Adrian. Got to go with the Bulldogs. That's a 1 p.m. kickoff as well. Not a televised game, but you can go down to, I don't think tickets are sold out. Go down and get your ticket and watch the game. Next up, we have the Hillsdale Chargers. 1 win, 0 losses. They are traveling to and playing against Michigan Tech, who has 1 win and 0 losses. We know Coach Gordy and his son, shout out to them, they coach the baseball team, so that makes me a Hillsdale Chargers fan. Go Hillsdale. This game kicks off at 1 p.m. and it's not a televised game either. Next game we have is the number 2 ranked Clemson. They have 1 win and 0 losses. And they are traveling to and playing against Texas A&M, who have 1 win and 0 losses. I've got to go with Clemson for the win on this game. This is a 7 p.m. kickoff, and you can watch it on ESPN. I tried to get a few games that were televised on here for you guys in somewhat ranked teams. Next up, we have the Ball State Ball State Cardinals. They have 1 win and 0 losses. Excuse me. They are traveling up against the number 8th ranked Notre Dame, who I gotta say looked pretty darn good against Michigan. They have 1 win and 0 losses, even though they beat Michigan in a rivalry team. I'm going with Notre Dame. Excuse me here while I get another drink for the throat. That kicks off at 3:30 p.m. on the Notre Dame network, which was apparent this past week by the coverage on TV. NBC. And then I almost forgot about these guys, but I threw them on last minute. Sorry about that. We have Siena Heights College. They have 1 win and 0 losses, and they are traveling to and playing against, I believe this is the school that Reem and Boring's daughter goes to, Olivet Nazarene. Am I correct on that? 1 win and 0 losses. I've heard nothing but good things about Olivet Nazarene. And they're playing against Siena Heights. Ooh, tough call here. Siena Heights hosts our Special Olympics every year and as the home home area school. But Olivet Nazarene, I've heard nothing but good things about them too, and they have the home field advantage. I feel like I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Olivet. All right, that wraps up our football games this week. I should have looked this up ahead of time, but I did not. We have NASCAR racing. Let me try and pull up some quick stuff on NASCAR. NASCAR action. See if I can find it here. NASCAR schedule. All right, they are wrestling. They are not wrestling. They are at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it is Sunday at 2 p.m. Let's look at the standings for NASCAR right now, currently. I will give you the top 10. Your leader right now is Kyle Busch at number 1. Kevin Harvick at number 2. Martin Truex Jr. at number 3. Kurt Busch at number 4. Joey Logano at number 5. Brad Keselowski at number 6. Kyle Larson at number 7. Clint Bauer at number 8. Ryan Blaney at number 9. And Danny Hamlin is at number 10. Those are your top 10 racers. As you could see by my board, I have 2 racers I root for. I root for Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. I am going with Kyle Busch, though, is pretty much my primary racer. That does it for the picks part of the show. Now we're going to jump over to the Facebook page and give you what we're discussing. What topics do we have on the Sports Frenzy page? Oops, not the one I was looking for. Oh. Okay. Wow. So as I log on to um, Facebook to go to our Sports Frenzy page, I see we have an update on Melissa Morton's son, Caden. Um, so it looks like he's done for the season. Um, had some pretty devastating results from his MRI. He has a complete tear of his ACL. So it looks like he'll be missing the rest of football season, and he's not going to be able to do hockey either. So our thoughts and prayers and go out to you guys, Morton, and your family as Caden recovers. I'll definitely keep you guys in my prayers for that, for healing. But so that's an update right there. Now let's jump over to the Sports Frenzy page and see if we can get some maybe some happier news. There's been some crazy stuff going on in sports this week. How about those Detroit Tigers, huh? No, I'm not talking about the Detroit Tigers team. I'm talking about the announced team of Ron Allen and Mario Impemba. I probably butchered his name. How about them supposed to be calling Thursday's game or Wednesday's game, but they got into a fight Tuesday night after the game. This story coming out, they were apparently fighting over a chair or something, and Rod Allen came up behind Mario Impemba and choked him. So there's more action going on in the booth than there is on the baseball field right now, apparently. They're not sure what the punishment is going to be for either guy, or if there even will be a punishment for but it says that Mario Impemba could be filing a lawsuit against him for that. So wow, craziness going on there. University of Michigan basketball has released their schedule this year. Looks like their first game will be November 2nd in Ann Arbor. And it'll be on BTN Plus. So we'll be covering some Michigan basketball before too long. Not a huge fan. You guys know how I feel about LeBron James. Not a fan of him at all. But they give a breakdown of his current contract. So for 4 seasons, he could be making $153.3 million. One season, that's $38.3 million. That equals to $467K for one game. For one quarter, it's $117K. If you want to go by the minute, they even broke it down to the minute. It's 9.7K, and that means he's making, guys, listen to this, $162 a second. $162 a second. No, I need that kind of contract. You may have heard there's a lot of controversy going on with Nike right now. With the kneeler and no longer, or not at the moment, former NFL player Colin Kaepernick. Colin. It doesn't matter what your name is. Is in the new Nike commercial, and so this has led to several people burning their Nike gear, getting rid of. I don't know how badly Nike's been hit by this so far, but quite a few people are very upset with the fact that they put him in the commercial, and there's some controversy over that. I have an article on here that says former Red Wings take aim at Nike's absolutely absurd ad campaign. So I'm not going to go into details on that one, but you might find that an interesting read on the Sports Frenzy page. Michigan has got 2 honorary Wolverine captains for the opening game this weekend, season home opener, and you can bet it's probably not Braylon Edwards. Former Michigan offensive tackle Grant Newsome and Brenda Tracy. Newsome suffered a horrific injury to his leg in 2016 that would cost him his career playing football. After going through 6 surgeries and 40 days on his right leg, Newsome tried to come back but just couldn't. Since he was removed from the team, he has changed to a student coach, helping with the tight ends Newsome tries to complete while he was working on his master's degree. And then Brenda Tracy, as a survivor of some bad things that have happened, and so she will be an honorary person as well. Martin Truex Jr. and his crew chief are headed to Joe Gibbs Racing. Congratulations to them. Next weekend will mark the return of Justin Verlander to Detroit Stadium. No, it's not. He's not even, because Detroit Stadium isn't Detroit Stadium anymore. We'll be at Comerica Park. We'll see what kind of crowd cheers he gets. Congratulations goes out to Addison's own Luke Meyer. He will be playing in Southeastern Europe for the next 9 months. Playing basketball, that is. Furniture Row Racing, the team that won the 2017 NASCAR Cup Championship with Martin Truex Jr., will cease to exist its operations after this season. Congratulations goes out to Cody Rhodes, who won the NWA World Title at All In. And lots of other news that we've been covering that you can follow on the Sports Frenzy Facebook page and the Twitter feed at Twitter. I put like a little hash on that. The Twitter feed. Sounds so like I don't do it. At Sports Frenzy 1 is our Twitter feed. But that's all the time we have this week, guys. Thanks for a wonderful premiere show. Basically, what I think I'm going to try and do, I'm probably going to, because of everybody's busy schedules, I will do the recap show with next week's Picks edition. However, if you want to see the results sooner, I will probably do I'm going to try and do a Facebook Live of the recaps too. So the Facebook Live will have the recap show as an individual show, possibly, if it all works out for me, because the schedule is pretty busy for me too. So anyway, that's all we have for you guys this week. I hope everybody's happy to be back. Hope you enjoyed the first show of many this season. Take care, everybody. Be blessed, and we will see you guys again real soon. Go Blue! Go football!